If you're interested in buying this SUV, make sure to check out 6 reasons why you should avoid Subaru Forester before taking any action. This versatile compact SUV is definitely one of the most natural choices in the segment, but it's not flawless. It comes with a few limitations as well, so we won't be surprised if you change your mind after you watch this video. Number 6. Underpowered standard engine. Let's start with what's supposed to be the heart of any vehicle, the engine. The Forester's 2.5-liter boxer engine is going to leave you wanting more power when you need it most. While Subaru markets this engine as reliable and efficient, the reality is quite different when you're trying to merge onto a busy highway or pass a slow-moving truck. This naturally aspirated 4-cylinder is producing around 180 horsepower and pound-feet of torque. To put that in perspective, that's barely enough to get this 3,600-pound SUV moving with any sense of urgency. Owners are consistently reporting that the 0 to 60 acceleration takes a sluggish 8 seconds, which feels even slower in real-world driving situations. The problem becomes even more apparent when you're fully loaded with passengers and cargo. That weekend camping trip you've been planning? Expect the Forester to struggle up mountain roads, especially when you're carrying gear for the whole family. The engine works overtime just to maintain highway speeds, and forget about any spirited driving. This power plant simply doesn't have the grunt to make driving enjoyable. What makes this particularly frustrating is that Subaru has the technology to fix this problem. They're using a turbocharged 2.4-liter engine in other models that produces 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. But for reasons that baffle longtime Subaru fans, this superior engine option isn't available in the Forester. This decision has pushed many potential buyers toward competitors like the Mazda CX-5 Turbo, which offers the performance the Forester desperately needs. Number 5. CVT Transmission Issues. If you thought the underpowered engine was bad, wait until you experience how the CVT transmission is going to make things even worse. Subaru's Lineartronic CVT might sound impressive in marketing materials, but it's become a source of constant frustration for owners who expected smooth, reliable performance. The most common complaint you'll hear about this transmission is the dreaded shuddering and jerking, particularly when accelerating from a complete stop. This isn't just an annoyance. It's a sign that expensive problems are developing within the transmission system. Owners are reporting delayed acceleration, where the engine revs high but the vehicle barely moves forward, creating a disconnect between what you're hearing and what you're feeling. Then there's the high-pitched whining noise that develops during acceleration. This sound is often a warning sign that internal components are wearing out, and ignoring it can lead to complete transmission failure. When CVT problems do occur, you're looking at repair costs between $4,000 and $7,000. That's assuming the transmission can even be repaired rather than completely replaced. The maintenance situation makes things even more concerning. While Subaru recommends CVT fluid changes every 100,000 miles, many mechanics are suggesting much more frequent intervals of 30,000 to 40,000 miles to prevent premature wear. This means you're going to be spending more on maintenance than Subaru's official recommendations suggest. The fact that Subaru previously extended warranties on CVT transmissions in older models shows they're aware these systems have reliability issues. Number 4. Dated interior design. When you open the door and slide into the Forester's cabin, you're going to feel like you've stepped back in time, and not in a good way. While other manufacturers have been revolutionizing their interiors with modern designs and premium materials, the Forester's cabin is stuck in the past with an aesthetic that screams previous decade. The dashboard layout looks like something from Subaru's of old, with its combination of screens and analog controls that feel completely out of place in today's market. The material quality is going to disappoint you right from the start. While there are some soft touch surfaces in high contact areas, you'll find hard plastic finishes throughout the lower portions of the cabin that feel cheap and flimsy. The piano black trim around the gear selector is particularly problematic. It's going to accumulate dust, grime, and scratches faster than you can clean it. Even the basic ergonomics has problems that will annoy you daily. The central console features a bump that reduces space for your right leg, making longer drives uncomfortable. There's literally no proper place to store a modern smartphone in the central console because the space is too small for today's devices. The cup holders are awkwardly placed and too small for many common beverage containers. Storage practicality takes another hit when you discover that the rear seats don't fold completely flat, limiting your cargo loading options compared to what you'd expect from a vehicle marketed for active lifestyles. For a brand that prides itself on practicality, these oversights are going to make you question whether Subaru actually understands how people use their vehicles. Number 3. Infotainment system. Get ready for one of the most frustrating technology experiences you'll encounter in any modern vehicle. Subaru's Starlink infotainment system has become such a problem that it's currently the subject of a class action lawsuit involving multiple model years, including recent Foresters. The system is going to freeze on you, become completely unresponsive, and experience what owners call ghost touches, where it registers inputs you never made. Imagine trying to use your backup camera and having the screen freeze right when you need it most. This isn't a rare occurrence. It's a regular problem that owners have learned to expect. Connectivity issues plague the system constantly. Bluetooth connections drop randomly, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto work intermittently at best, and the system struggles to remember your device preferences and favorites. When both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are connected, the system creates a dangerous prioritization glitch that can leave you without navigation when you need it most. The screen itself adds to the frustration with its awkward upward tilt that creates excessive glare, making it difficult to see in bright conditions. The resolution isn't crisp, the graphics look dated, and the overall responsiveness is slower than what you'd expect from a budget smartphone, let alone a vehicle costing tens of thousands of dollars. Number 2. Poor sound insulation. Prepare yourself for a noisy ride that's going to make every journey less comfortable than it should be. Sound insulation has never been Forester's strength, and the current generation continues this disappointing tradition with excessive noise levels that put it behind virtually every competitor in the segment. The Boxer engine design, while beneficial for handling, creates inherent vibrations and a constant hum that becomes particularly noticeable during acceleration. This isn't just background noise, it's an intrusive presence that makes conversations difficult and turns music listening into a battle against engine sounds. Wind noise becomes a major issue at highway speeds, especially if you've added a moonroof or roof racks to your Forester. The somewhat boxy design creates more surface area for wind to catch, resulting in a constant whooshing sound that reminds you you're driving a less refined vehicle than your neighbor's Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. Road noise penetration is where the Forester really shows its weaknesses. Large, thin windows allow outside sounds to infiltrate the cabin more easily than in competing vehicles. Tire noise becomes so prominent that many owners resort to experimenting with different tire brands just to reduce the constant road roar. When compared directly to key rivals, the difference is immediately noticeable. Owners who've driven Honda CR-Vs and Mazda CX-5 consistently report that the Forester allows significantly more external noise into the cabin, particularly at speeds above 60 miles per hour. Some owners have even considered wearing earplugs during highway driving, a solution that shouldn't be necessary in any modern vehicle. Number 1. Annoying driver assistance systems. Here's the most frustrating part of Forester ownership. The very systems designed to help you are going to make every drive more stressful. While Subaru markets an impressive list of standard safety features through its EyeSight system, the real-world implementation of these technologies is going to test your patience on a daily basis. The automatic emergency braking system is going to overreact to situations that don't require intervention, creating sudden, unexpected stops that can be dangerous in traffic. Lane keeping assist fights against you when you need to make minor steering corrections, treating every small adjustment as if you're accidentally drifting out of your lane. The adaptive cruise control system performs poorly on hills, with speed variations of more than 10 miles per hour that defeat the entire purpose of maintaining consistent speeds. This inconsistent performance negatively impacts both fuel economy and your overall driving experience, turning what should be a convenience feature into a source of constant frustration. Perhaps most annoying is the automatic start-stop system that must be manually disabled every single time you start the vehicle. There's no way to permanently turn off this feature, forcing you to perform the same button sequence every time you get in your Forester. This repetitive annoyance represents Subaru's prioritization of regulatory compliance over actual user experience. What makes this particularly frustrating is that these systems aren't optional. You're paying for technology that actively makes your driving experience worse rather than better. Many owners report that the constant interventions and false alerts create more stress and distraction than the original driving challenges these systems were designed to solve. But even with these drawbacks in mind, the Forester represents some of the best values in the segment, thanks to its well-known strengths. And if you think that other models in the class are flawless, check out this video about why it sucks to own a Mazda CX-50, which you can now see on the screen. Mazda's compact crossover looks amazing in many ways, but it also hides a couple of serious limitations.